Tail of the tape, the 32-year-old veteran from nearby Alexandria, Virginia, coming off a win in a 10-round unanimous decision. That was at the Barclays Center over Todd Mancini back in December. Corlls has won his last 3 fights. And the 28-year-old from Hayward, California, he's a southpaw. Aaron Coley's been off nearly a year since suffering a 12-round split decision loss to Paul Valenzuela Jr. That was back in April of 2018. And now to Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here at MGM National Harbor as we have 8 rounds scheduled. This in the super welterweight division, sponsored by MGM Resorts and Brooklyn Boxing. Your 3 judges scoring this contest will be David Braslow, John Gradowski, and Larry Hazard Jr. And the referee in charge when the bell sounds, Brent Bovell. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes in and wearing the black trunks, weighing officially at 155 1/4 pounds. His record 15 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 7 wins coming by way of a knockout. Originally from Hayward, California, now fighting out of Oakland, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Aaron Cooley. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the black trunks trimmed with the white. Weighing in officially at 156 1/2 pounds. His record stands at 21 wins, 10 of those coming by way of knockout against 4 losses and 1 bout even. Hailing from Alexandria, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandon Quarles.
In the ring. I want you to protect yourselves at all times, obey my commands at all times. So let's touch them up.
Corlls, a familiar figure to the local fans here. This is his 15th fight in the D.C. area, his 2nd at this venue, MGM National Harbor. Let's do this.
Yeah, Brandon Quarles is also a stablemate of mine in my gym, Hillcrest, and a great friend. Forgive me if I'll be a little biased watching this.
Jared Hurd, the voice you just heard, super welterweight champion, undefeated.
Well, Brandon, Jared, can he fight?
Oh, yeah, he definitely can fight. You know, Brandon, he was a guy that he had some rough fights, you know, suffered some losses to guys like John Thompson. And you know, he was kind of on the verge of wrapping up his career. And it brought a spot back to him when he came over at Hillcrest Heights Boxing Gym. And now he's been on the up with us, and right now he's in his toughest fight now against Corley.
All 4 of his losses, Corliss, have come in 8-round decisions. Never knocked out or had a loss in a shortened fight. And all 10 of his knockouts have been technical knockouts, 21-4-1 record with the 10 knockouts. And he's had as many as 5 in the opening round.
And one thing I noticed about him, what I like, he's throwing that jab, but he's not reaching too far. Oh, he got caught there. But he's not reaching with it, you know. He's throwing it to the body. Even if he doesn't hit you, he's moving his feet in a little closer. You know, he's not reaching with it and too far ahead of his punches.
Corliss, the black trunks with the blue, as the indicator on the screen will show you, and you follow along with punches landed. Against Aaron Coley.
I like what Coley's doing right now. He's coming over top of Brandon's jab. Brandon is shooting, but Coley is kind of pawing at it. And right when he's shooting, he's coming over top of it.
See, what a southpaw will do, Jared, as you know, they'll feint you to get you to lead with that right hand so they can counter you with a right hook or straight left hand.
Yeah, well, feints always, you know, is something that fighters should use, especially early in the fight. You know, both fighters are not warmed up and kind of jittery, and it gets the guy to bite on the feint, and it's something both guys should use, especially early.
I like what Corlls doing now. He keeps circling to his left, making Corlls go to his left. You know what I mean? Keeping his left foot outside the right foot of Coley, which is what you have to do against the southpaw. As I said, it's a disciplined fight. It's a disciplined fight.
Coley, the southpaw, working in on Brandon Bulldogs Corlls, the local kid, after 1 round.
Welcome back to PBC on FS1. Ring names and stories behind them are an interesting thing in boxing, guys. Brandon Bulldog Quarles got his ring name from his trainer Ernesto, who says Quarles wants to fight all the time, man. Get this, you guys, he even breeds bulldogs. And his opponent Aaron, Heavy Metal Coley, got his ring name from working at his dad's wrecking yard. So we'll see tonight if Coley's hands are iron fist or if Quarles is off the leash. Guys.
Thank you, Jordan Hardy. Hey, the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show every February on FS1. You're watching Premier Boxing Champions live here as we begin round 2.
Chris, I want to clarify when I said it's a disciplined fight. I'm talking about when an orthodox fighter fights a southpaw.
Okay.
You got to be disciplined, patient, but you got to keep moving to your left, pushing him to their left, and use that left hand for the jab, the hook. You know, even if you get punches like right now, you know, Brandon Quarles is getting, you know, catching some punches. Keep coming forward. You got to push the southpaw back to have any chance to be successful.
Yeah, Corley, the number of things Corley's doing, he's taking his time and timing Brandon Quarles perfectly every time he comes in.
Corlls seeking his 4th straight win. And Coley coming off his 2nd career loss, but the only other time he lost, he came back with 6 straight victories in this super welterweight bout. And as we mentioned, Jared Hurd, who is the superweight champion, undefeated, playing the role of the announcer here. Will be fighting May 11th in the Baltimore, D.C. area. Look forward to that. That'll be over on Fox.
Watch your feet.
See, I think Corley's a little sharper of the two. I think Quarles should make this fight a little faster pace and a little uglier. I know it's still early, but make Quarles feel a little uncomfortable. He's fighting the way he likes to right now, and he's able to pick his shots on Quarles.
No, you're absolutely right. He's letting Coley dictate the pace, and he's got to. And Quarles, they have any chance. He's got to pick that up, and he's got to start making things happen for himself. Take his shots, get inside, and bang that button.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'll do. You know, a fighter like me, the walk him down style, shoot shots from opposite positions. That's what Brandon needs to do right now to make Corley a little uncomfortable.
You see the landed punches, and Coley a 2-1 advantage as we are inside of 30 seconds here in round 2.
Well, Coley's fighting a smart fight. He's very patient, and he's letting Quarles come to him and make mistakes, and he's countering him. It's a smart fight by Coley so far.
They both appear rather cautious, or measured at least in the early going. You hear that? We're inside of 10 seconds. And after the first round, you think Coley at the edge.
Go. Okay? Too fast.
In the corner, Brandon Quarles taking on Aaron Coley. Quarles began boxing at 16. He played basketball at the AAU level before finding his way. Said he just walked into a gym and never left. His amateur record, impressive with a 40-10 mark. In a battle here.
See, he just took good punches to the body and he backed off. Sure, you know as well that he's got to stay there. Stay right on top of him.
He got to stay there. I think he should stay in Corley's chest.
Right, exactly.
He's on the outside, standing at the end of his punches.
He's bobbing and weaving, but he's not throwing many punches. When you're bobbing and weaving, come up throwing something.
Yeah. If you make the guy miss, make him pay for it.
Yeah, you can pay for it.
Is Coley keeping him from Quarles getting into his chest, or is that just more a decision?
Oh no, Coley's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. I think that Quarles is a little weary of Coley's power. He's kind of not willing to take a chance to really step inside. He's respecting Coley's power.
But that's what he has to do, Chris. He has to come from angles.
Right.
He can't come straight in. He's got to, step to the left, dig a left hook to the body, step to the right, shoot that right hand. You start from the downstairs up, bang the body, and once you're close enough, then go to the head. Now, that was a good right hand by him.
Good exchange.
I like to see for Corlls, good body shot with Corlls. What I like to see for Corlls is kind of stay in his chest a little. Offense, defense. Let his hands go. After every punch, go make sure he's responsible on defense also.
Now, Corlls hit him with two good hooks. And then Coley pushed him back. But that's what he's got to do. Get inside and dig that left hand. Downstairs, upstairs.
There you go. They're calling the bulldog, making a dog fight.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Coley, 4 years younger than Brandon Bulldog Corlls at age 28. Coley's father in the scrap metal business, nicknamed Heavy Metal is what Coley goes by. He's coming off a layoff of over 350 days. But looks sharp in this the third of the scheduled 8-round bout. That right landed from Corlls and a miss from Coley. Yeah, that right worked his way in between the gloves. Through 3 rounds, and Brandon Quarles with a bit of a response, but Coley still the edge of this fight. Start of round 4, PBC Fight Night live on FS1. Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Jared Hurd, Chris Myers, and Marcos Villegas, our unofficial score, watching ringside. And how do you have it scored so far?
So far, Chris, I have it 3-0. Aaron Coley, I think he's landing just a little bit more shots than Brandon Quarles, even though that round 3 was a very good round for him. It looks like he's getting warmed up, but I think Quarles is having a problem with the southpaw stance of Coley, and he's getting tagged coming in.
Well, Chris, I was just going to say, Marcos, you're right, but I think that was a turning round for Brandon Quarles. He started coming on. He was more effective that round with the left hand and right. And I think now he's got to pick it up. He's got to pick it up. That was a turning point right there. That round, he was closer. He started landing more shots. Now he's got to go to work.
I agree with you, Ray. He definitely need to pick it up because he doesn't want to get too behind on the scorecards and have to have a knockout to win the fight.
Punches landed a little bit closer. The gap closing with Corlls. But as Marcos Villegas said moments ago, it's so far through 3, Coley unofficially outscoring Corlls.
Corlls got his hands up tight, which is what you want to do, and then get close enough and throw them punches. There you go.
Went for the body shot to Corlls. Trying to work inside. Heard Jerry Hertzley trying to get in on the chest of Coley, or at least that's what he should do.
That's what Corlls needed to do. He's kind of simulating the Chavez style, hands high, roll to get inside. Instead of just walking in straight, that's what he needs to do.
Dancing back is Coley. Moving in is Corlls.
I'm telling you right now, I like what he's doing. I like the fact, Chris, that he's banging that body. He's coming on top, and he's starting to make the fight ugly, which we said is going to be the most effective way for him to win this fight.
closing the distance. Quarles is closing the distance.
Jared, what's the best way to respond when somebody's trying to make a fight ugly and you don't want it to go that way?
Well, one good way is, you get the guy to respect your power, and he'll definitely think twice about coming in. But another way is, working behind the jab and movement. Guys that when they're not close to you, of course, they won't let their hands go much, and it cause you to slow down the pace. But that's why I like the fact that Brandon Quarles is trying to close the distance. Well, all he needs to do is just let his hands go, pick up the pace a little more.
But Coley's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Keep on the outside of that jab. And that's when the guy wants to make it ugly. That's what you do. Keep on the outside of your jab.
Halfway through the scheduled 8-rounder. Corlls responding, showing some life in the last 2. But Coley and the body shot, the response to keep him in front in this fight. Coley listening in on his corner in between, Ray. We heard some mention of body shots.
Yeah, and I think he's doing exactly what his corners tell him to do. Bang that body and spin out to the right, away from the left hook and the right hand of Brandon Quarles.
All right, but our unofficial scorer had Corlls winning that last round.
Yeah, it was a close round. I kind of gave the edge to Corlls too. But one thing I seen in the end of the last round with Coley is he's timing Corlls perfectly with that left hand every time he steps in. You saw it in the first round, and you saw a shot there in the last round.
Coley has just 7 knockouts, Ray, in his 18 career pro fights.
No, Chris, I was going to say, Corlls is trying, he's getting close, he's getting go, but he's not letting his hands go. And that's why it's easy for Coley to keep him at the end of the jab. When you get close, you got to, again, hit him, hit him in the cup, hit him in the hip, hit him anywhere to slow him down.
Even in the cup?
Well, let the referee tell you that's the wrong place. You can apologize once or twice.
Right, once
or twice you can apologize, but it slows him down.
Letting them go inside a little bit. Nothing landed.
Both guys should work right here. Tied up.
Uppercut misses for Coley out of that clinch. Body shot, that left landed from Coley.
Brandon comes back with a common left.
And see, Coley's coming forward. He's doing what he wants to do right now. You got no chance of beating the southpaw if you let him come forward. You got to back him up.
And then, right, the judges like that the optical look of an aggressive fighter.
Absolutely. Coley's controlling center ring right now. He's dictating the pace of the fight. He's got the ring generalship. That looks good to the judges also.
Yeah, just aggression alone, can sway the judges on the round. And I think right now that Coley's looking for more aggression.
And they score, obviously, with clean, effective punches, as Marcos Villegas pointed out earlier. That's why he had Coley ahead, or at least winning in those first 3 rounds. Maybe Corlls in the last round. A bit of a slip there by Corlls when he stretched that left foot out. He's working the jab.
That's the thing. Corlls, he did slip a punch, but he has to slip it. He has to react on it. That's a bit.
Whoa, good exchange of sweat flag. A miss, and another miss by Coley. Neither one of these fighters known for the knockout. Corlls has 10 in his 26 professional fights. The local product, Brandon Quarles, trailing from the start against the lefty Aaron Coley.
All right, come on.
There is Coley. As we begin round 6. Live from MGM National Harbor, Maryland.
There you see Coley came out. He kind of did a little sprint towards Corlls. That just shows there that as the fight going, his confidence is growing.
And he doesn't fear.
Yeah, he doesn't feel Brandon. Maybe, you know, Brandon's not giving anything respect. He needs to let his hands go a little more, even if it's not, you know, solid shots. Touch to make openings and maybe open up something.
It's funny you said that, Jared, because like we said, both guys are not known for the punching power. Both guys got less than 500 knockouts, you know, in percentage of knockouts. Percentage-wise, yes. I mean, there's a couple things I noticed right away. That, you know, the fans, it was relatively quiet. Now they're starting to pick it up a little bit, you know. And like, I didn't know what Ronda was. I'm glad you told me because there are no recard girls or anything. So I didn't know what Ronda was. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah, where are the ring card girls? Jared, you're a local around here. Can you call some folks, help us out here?
I got a few of them.
Well, it's funny because I was actually looking to see what Ronda was, and I said, there's no ring card.
Well, that's why we put up graphics.
That's all. Look, this pace is better for Coley, obviously, because it slows the pace down and lets him dictate what he wants to do.
I love that stat. You get a good read there of the punches total and then those landed. So Coley, I think the pace too, Jared, you agree that the pace of the fight has picked up in the last few rounds.
Yeah, it's picked up in the last few rounds, but it's picking up in Coley's favor, yeah, because he's getting more confident. And Corlls need to make Coley uncomfortable. And the only way he's going to do that is to turn into a dogfight and make it ugly.
You got to take chances. You got to take chances at this point.
Oh, you see that uppercut. And Quarles' chin moved in a different direction. Delivered well by Coley. He's starting to feel it here.
See, this is what I'm talking about. When I was down with Jared about the system, art of infighting. It's gone. They clench it. Pull your hands in, especially Brandon Quarles. Pull your hands in and dig to that body.
It seems like the referees don't allow it to go on very long.
Well, if you hold each other, no.
But if you punch it.
Right, exactly. And that's the way you're going to break a guy down.
All right, well defended. It came from Corlls, defended by Coley. There's that left from Coley. Inside of 10 in round 6. It's Coley's fight at the moment, it would appear.
Right here, Coley lands a great body shot, and he's letting the hands go on the inside and rips an uppercut and lands on Quarles. That's what both guys need to do. Coley's doing it, letting his hands go on the inside.
Listen in to Coley's corner here, Jared.
He don't see your shit, all right? He don't see your punches, bro. He can't do nothing about it. You understand? You hit him with a big shot, you slide in, go to that high guard, hit him with the uppercuts and dig the body. You understand? Let's go, son. Got this. Spit. You got it.
Apologize if any of that language you may have heard offended you, but this is live boxing. I heard him say spit. I heard that twice. Both fighters have fought more rounds in their last fights. Quarles 10 and Coley 12. So how about the energy level? We said that it's picked up, and you thought, Jared, that in Coley's favor, and it seemed like it started out in his favor.
Yeah, the energy definitely picked up. You know, the fight's picking up, and the energy's getting great.
Look, Coley's corner is telling him the right things to do.
Ooh, the left landed from Quarles. Sounded like it anyway.
But it didn't move him. It didn't move him because that's why we're talking about the punching power of Quarles. You know, not a big puncher at all. You got to hit him with a volume of punches if you're going to win. He's not throwing a volume of punches in this fight.
Marcos Villegas, our unofficial scorer, has given just 1 round in this fight so far to the local product, Brandon Quarles. And that punches landed stat shows you maybe a reason why.
I like what Brandon's doing right now. He's backing Coley up. You're getting him moving backwards, and he's taking more chances. Even though he's not landing nothing too solid right now, he's definitely taking more chances. There he lands a good right hand.
And then he ties him up. Jared, that's what I'm saying. You get inside. You got to learn how to fight on the inside. You can't tie the guy up. You need to land punches and show the judges that you're trying to get back in this fight. There it is. There it is. Those two, good combination there. Come right back with him. Jump right on him.
Quarles starting to look a little tired here.
He's starting to get ragged, Chris. You know, in the game, he tries to keep the composure and get ragged. His punches are getting a little bit ragged right now. And as Jared knows, that's when you get caught.
Yeah.
You can run into something.
Well, Jared, the way you fight, you knock you knock everybody out.
Yeah, I'm definitely a guy known to definitely, no matter what round, all 12 rounds, let my hands go.
Jared, I don't know if I'm sure you agree. At this point, Cooley doesn't respect Corlls' punching power at all. He's standing there. He's not moving him off the spots. He's letting him throw his punches. He's not going to catch him. It's just good combinations. I'm sure he knows he's ahead of this fight.
Yeah, I don't think that the power of Corlls is too effective to Cooley right now. But one thing I do like about Corlls, he's definitely picked it up this round. He's looking a little better. And he's getting Cooley a little bad there. He landed a straight left.
Yeah, he's starting to show some aggression here.
Aggression, yes. And he's letting his hands go a little more, which is it's looking better than what he was doing previously.
There's no quit in this guy.
That right landed by Coley to the side of the head of Corlls just before the bell sounded. And maybe a win, in that round advantage. Corlls is close, but as Jared pointed out, there was some movement there from Brandon Quarles that may help with the scoring. He wasn't sure what round. We do need those ring girls, somebody to help. I don't think he can see our graphics if he's watching it. They should get an FS1 monitor over there in the corner of Aaron Coley. And for Quarles, hoping in these remaining rounds that he can turn the tide. After falling behind in the first three, he's been able to split the last 4 rounds with his opponent.
Yeah, I think in this final round, Quarles need to, I wouldn't necessarily say go for a knockout, but he definitely has to go out there and do something spectacular because I think Coley's up in this fight.
Got a smile, and this now the final round, scheduled for 8. Marcos Villegas, who I've mentioned, our unofficial scorer. How are you seeing it so far?
So far, I have it 68-65, Aaron Coley. The last round was a very close round, and Coley might have stolen it because he landed a series of punches at the very end that could have swung the judges' view of the round. But I think overall, when you took a look at that last round, I gave it to Quarles because of his activity. Coley just wasn't engaging as much in that last round, but he needs something big in this round, does Quarles, to make up for all those rounds that he gave up in the earlier portion of this fight.
Thank you, Marcus. We saw a little bit of Quarles trying to be aggressive, trying to land a right there. So can he win this without a knockout? We haven't had a knockdown yet.
No, he can't. He needs a knockout to win it, and I don't think he has the punching power to do it.
And Coley is aware of that.
Yeah, he's definitely aware that, Quarles is trying, but I don't think he has the power to get him out of it.
I mean, even if he did, Jared, he's not fighting the right type of fight. He should be jumping right on him. He should be right in it, like you said, right in his chest. Don't let him breathe. Back him up, hit him in the back, hit him in the butt, hit him in the hip, hit him anywhere he could. Breathe right on top of him.
Right. Just go out there and basically leave it all on the line. The fight's already down in the fight. Go out here and try to make something happen.
Looks like above the right eye of Brandon Quarles, there's some wear and tear. Some of the shots that Coley landed, and there's the advantage of landed punches. Nice footwork from Quarles to set up that left jab, but
he didn't come behind him with anything.
nothing followed. And misses there as Coley dances away.
Look, maybe another reason why he's not as active as we'd like is I realize it's almost a year. Tomorrow would be 1 year since his last fight. So he hasn't been in the ring for a year, and maybe he's just happy to get through the fight.
And he's fought an admirable fight. Just not enough against Coley.
There again, Coley times him.
Yeah, that was
When Brandon comes in with the left hand.
left misses from Coley. Corlls misses. Sweat flying, but
I think those are clash hands.
we've gone the full 8. A nice show of sportsmanship from Brandon Quarles and Aaron Coley, giving it their best over the full 8 rounds. And with Jared Hurd, Ray Mancini, let's recap what we saw in the earlier rounds of this fight.
Okay, this is where, Coley was dictating the pace of the fight, shooting straight punches, controlling center ring.
And Coley was timing him perfect with that left hand. You see they exchange shots. But most of the fight, Coley was in control, and Brandon fell short.
Round 4, Corlls showed something, but then Coley responded to southpaw, delivering some body shots, and throughout landed more punches, was more effective.
Good uppercut right there, as we can see, but he didn't follow it up with anything. Oh, there it is. Boom, just missed it. Look, this fight was very close. A good fight for both guys. And I said earlier, it was Corlls that been off. It was Coley that's been off for a long time.
Yeah, interesting, Ray, that Corlls threw more punches, but the percentage and the effectiveness of Coley for those landed, as you see with our punch stats, in his favor. And power punches relatively close as well. And we'll see how close the scoring is with Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judge at ringside, John Gradowski, has the contest 77-75 for Quarles. Judge Larry Hazard Jr. scores the contest 79-73 for Coley. And Judge David Braslow scores the bout 78-74 for your winner by split decision, Aaron Cooley.
From Hayward, California, record improves now to 16-2-1 in a well-measured fight, as that split decision would indicate. Corlls, the Bulldog, nicknamed the Bulldog, trying to turn the tide after the first 3 rounds. Let's go to Jordan Hardy in the ring.
Aaron Coley with the iron fist. How would you rate your performance tonight?
About a C+. C+. Little lag, playing ride, long layoff, just getting back.
Looking back at it, what would you have done differently in this fight?
Just went to the body a little more, kept the jab a little stiffer.
All right, and how did you keep him from stealing that momentum? He was trying to come back in the later rounds, but what kept you in front?
Just the in and out, just not letting him get off. Whenever he tried to get off, get up out of there, hit him with the fangs.